Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of our Minecraft survival series. You know, I think this background is actually missing something. There we go. That's a much better background. That's right, we just built a giant galaxy spiral that consisted of over 140,000 blocks. Let me take you back and see how we did it. Today is a special day. I recently learned World Edit. I've already used it, as you can see right here. This cool ass build that if I spin really fast, it's really awesome. Did some creative stuff, learned the basics, and now we're just focusing on learning more and more. I'll go ahead and head to the end real quick, and you can see the early version of, oh, the hell is that? The build, the initial galaxy spiral that I started with. We initially started with was this guy over here. Essentially just used a brush tool that allowed me to place glass from my tool, and I just kind of went around and started doing these spirals. As you can see, it started like this, and then eventually I got to this point where I had everything much better. I also added the white and added this center thing, which is actually made out of powdered snow, so that I can actually go through this in the actual ship, because the base is going to be a actual base on top. So what I'm going for here is, well, a little bit of a spaceship here. We got a galaxy swirl inside of this spaceship, and basically we need to continue to smooth this all out, making sure that this looks more round. What I need to learn today is I need to learn how to do two things. First of all, I need to learn how to generate a sphere on top of this thing, which actually I think I might try first. So we got about 100 by 100, I'd say. I honestly don't know what size. I might just need to do trial and error here and just do it over and over. To go like 50 blocks on each side, I think, because if we're saying 100 by 100, let's try this. Dang. Okay, so I think that was exactly what we wanted. However, I accidentally oh, I see. It made a full sphere, whereas I actually just need a top sphere. However, the good news is that this is almost the exact size we need. I need to stand literally right here, and we'll do 55. Boom. Okay, that perfectly eliminated all of the stuff inside. Right, now here's what I'm gonna do. Load up my, I don't know what that is, my, this right here, galaxy ship early, and this will be exactly what was just placed here. And we'll go ahead and paste this in, and this should eliminate all of the glass in the center there. Exact position it was, and boom, there we go. And now we got a dome around. Oh. Are you kidding me? That sucks so much. You have no idea, because I can't believe I did that. I didn't realize that I didn't have the schematic properly done. That is so stupid of me. I guess I could just reshape it, but I can't believe I did that. Okay, so I guess we're going to go ahead and fix this now. First, let me delete this dome underneath. Oh, this is going to be more complicated than I thought, because it created dome everywhere. I wonder if I can just straight up... Oh, wait, I know what to do. What I'm going to do here is highlight this entire area with the glass on the bottom here, because we don't want this glass on the bottom at all. Yep, and then we're going to do replace block, and we're going to replace all of the glass here with an air block. And boom, all that glass is gone. Except the fact that I am an idiot and did not highlight this side. There we go. Now it's all gone. Easy, easy. And I didn't eliminate anything that I didn't want to eliminate. Break into this here. Oh no, it is a solid dome. I did not know that. Okay, hold on. Let me try something here. Did not think it would be solid. I do believe with World Edit, let's go ahead and use this here. We're going to do /brush. No. We're doing cell wand. So cell wand is select wand. This is just my selection tool, same thing as the stick what I was using with Lightmatica. The selection tool is a little bit dumb, because you have to select just 2 points. One here, using the left click for the first position, and then the right click over here. And it's a little dumb that you have to do the 2 points based on actual points. You can't just like do it like Lightmatica where you just keep increasing it. Oh, wait. I just realized. It makes no sense. How do I create a third dimension? Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to actually increase the size of one of these by going all the way to the top. Okay. All right. Now that we got both of those selected, what I'm going to do is run a command here. I believe it is called hollow. There it is. Let's see. It hollowed. I think it worked. Yep. I think we got a perfect dome. Look at that. That looks so sick. And so on top of this this area here, we are going to put a couple things. We're going to put a large super smelter as well as a super large storage system. Let's finish up this actual initial design. So what we need to do is we need to correct this edge that I accidentally messed up. And in order to do that, what I'm going to do is come inside here, and we are going to go to this point that I was at earlier, right here, and we are going to run a command //CLY, which is for cylinder, and we are going to do stone, and we are going to do a radius of 66 and make sure that it is only one height. Okay, boom. Yeah, it was exactly the same. So now what we got to do is we can go ahead and where this line was removed on accident, we'll go ahead and go to here. Oh, I clicked the same button twice. Click here, and using this, we will go ahead and create a temporary schematic. Create this placement here, and we will paste this in. Let's go ahead and line it up. All right, and we just need to go 2 down and paste that. And then what we can do is actually do undo, and that'll remove all of that. And boom, we got our sphere back. Now, what we need to do, we're going to apply a brush to this tool here. I think it is morph. Yeah, morph. We're going to do /morph. Oh, right. I am actually not a real person. Okay, not the right one, I guess. Maybe it's deform or maybe dilate. Let me try this. There we go. Okay, dilate. So this is what I was using to pull all this out so I can get kind of that shape. I am going to be messing up so much of this stuff now, which is unfortunate. And then what I did was I used a separate tool to I really suck at world edit, if I'm being honest. I don't know anything. I think maybe that's the wrong one. It's a road. That's what it is. Nope, I didn't click anything. A road. And this one might not have a 0. Actually, let me try. There we go. Okay, see, so now I'm removing just one block at a time. And then also we'll use this tool. Actually, this is our selection tool. We use this tool here to do brush, apply, sphere, item, stone, and then down. Oh, and also I need to have a 0 right there. Okay. Yes, see, so that allows me to actually add a block, but only on a downward facing block, which is fine because, well, I'm working from underneath. But let's go ahead and pull this out a bit here. And then we'll carve this back. All right, we got ourselves a flying saucer here. Yeah, this thing looks awesome. Just need to change the stone now. Yeah, all we got to do is change up this stone into something else. And I think I'm going to go with quartz. I can't really think of any other block. Okay, so paint, sphere. And this dude did 5 and 100. Set. And then I'm doing, let's do quartz block. Let's see. Wow, that is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. Oh, you know what I think I can do too? Let me undo this real quick. I think what I can do is actually do more than one block. Yes. Okay, so then we'll do quartz block, white underscore terracotta, and then also white underscore concrete. Boom, and then boom. Hell yeah. Oh. That is a horrible color palette. Never mind. What the hell? Why are they white? These whites are not white. That's all I'll say. Let me remove calcite as well as snow block, and let me try mushroom stem. I think we found it. I think we found the answer here. Why can't our texture? Maybe there's a replace stone. Button. Yes, okay, so I can literally just do a replace. I didn't even need to do this texturing. Okay, this is gonna work out fine. Here we go. So let's grab our tool here. Stem. Boom! There we go. That's what we wanted. That's actually what we wanted from the beginning. Didn't need to be doing all that painting stuff, but Now what I can do is actually come in with this tool, and any spots that seem a little bit weird textured, like right there, we can go ahead and just retexture, and that way it looks a little bit better. This is looking way better now that it's not stone. Look at that. That looks absolutely bonkers. Wow, wow, wow. After completing this design in creative, it was time to start gathering all 140,000 blocks for this build. The most abundant block needed was all the glass, so using this super fast sand duper and this fast super smelter, I was able to get over 90,000 glass blocks, and all I needed to do was grab some dye. Getting all the mushroom stem needed for this build was the hardest challenge by far. At first, I flew around chopping up wild mushrooms, but soon realized gathering over 2,000 stem this way was going to take forever. So instead, I manually planted and grew brown mushrooms over and over until I had over 2,000 mushroom stem. After gathering 20 stacks of gold blocks from my zombie pigman farm, 30 stacks of sea lanterns from our guardian farm, and manually collecting over 2,000 skulk in a deep dark because my skulk farm broke for no reason, all that remained was 3,000 Shroomlights. Alright, of course it's raining, but we're here in the farming district, and we are going to be getting some Shroomlights. We're going to be using these little farms here to gather up a bunch of crimson fungus. Once we gather enough of those, which we definitely don't have enough, but once we do, we'll come over to here, shove it into here, grab this, and activate this, and spam right here. This will allow us to get a bunch of Shroomlights. It's a pretty loud machine, which I don't actually need to... oh, let me turn that on real quick. So let's get a bunch of fungus and then run that farm and get a bunch of Shroomlights. Oh, and it looks like I accidentally broke it. I'm an idiot. All right, it's been a bit. I fixed the machine and ran it. And wow, we didn't even get one. Okay, so it was almost full, but we need two. Ah, dang, that took forever, and that didn't even give one. How many? I got 2 stacks of wood without even getting one. I think we're gonna have to actually go ahead and automate this system here to automatically produce it and then also collect it and put it into here so we can just run for a long time, because clearly we need to run this machine for a while. So I guess I'll go ahead and do that. We actually are completely done, so I'll go ahead and turn this machine on. Oh, right here, by the way, is actually a little locking mechanism. Locks this chest here, or rather this hopper, if I can just, this hopper there, so that the warp fungus don't go in, but instead we do get the crimson fungus, which I do believe, yeah, we got quite a bit in there already. So that's locked there. I can just switch that to switch to the other one, and then over here, this is how we start the machine, so let's go ahead and start that. So when the water's there, it's going to flow all into the corner, collect all that stuff, and then for a brief moment there's nothing happening, and then it'll activate again. Is that block necessary right there? I don't think it is. Yeah, it's not. Remove that block. Oh, and I didn't... Okay, good thing I have a way out of here. Maybe. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and break that. I couldn't get out. Alright, anyway, yeah, that's that machine. This right here is how the water works, so it's just this little piston clock, then reducing that timer a little bit more with this redstone clock, and then reducing that a little bit more with these repeaters, and that's how we get the timing right for all of this. Wow, it really does produce a lot more roots than mushrooms, but it's infinite, so it's totally fine. As you can see down here, these things... Oh, you know what? I actually forgot to turn this thing on as well. So this is how all of the bone meal is actually going to go back into the system. Actually, I will go ahead and add a flame to this spot here instead, because as much as it is cool to have infinite bone meal, I don't want it to pile up there because it will lag out. So let's go ahead and... Do I have any soul sand? Yes, I do. Right here. Okay, that was, yeah, a lot of bone meal. Yeah, it's fine. That's what we'll do right there. It's pretty full. I can actually just shove this into these hoppers because they don't fill up that fast. All right, let's go ahead and head over here. Oh my goodness, went into the machine. And I do believe we are... Let's see. Is this not coming in? Oh, there's so many things to turn on, and the last thing I forgot to turn on was this, which is actually going to shoot these out. All right, there we go. That looks sick. Okay. So now what we got to do is just take a bit out of here, and we can actually run this machine now. So it's going to be really loud, but we click here, and then we hold right here, and we're going to click our toggle use right there. And okay, it just took a minute to start, but there it is. It is moving. So yeah, sorry about it being super loud, but let's get AFKing, and we're gonna get all the Shroomlights we need. We need about 2 stacks or 2 shulker boxes of Shroomlights. So we'll just AFK here for probably an hour or two. I'm not really sure, but I'll see you in a moment. All right, we are back. It's been a bit. I accidentally died, but did actually run this machine for a while. Yeah, that is everything. That is actually everything. Those little Shroomlights going in is the last bit of Shroomlights we need. It's the last thing that we got to do is just grab everything, put everything together, build a little platform, and then we're ready to build this thing. So without further ado, let's go. There it is, a massive galaxy ship right above our base. Pretty cool. Now, we're not done yet though, is the thing, because, you know, this is a cool inside, and, you know, I can, you know, fly from below, and it's pretty cool. But we're not done, because you see, we actually want to add a storage system in here as well as a super smelter. And if I go ahead and actually load up this schematic here and turn that placement on, you'll see that I've already gone ahead and designed this in creative real quick. Just stealing some redstone components from the internet, and we're able to have a massive storage system all around here. These arrays are going to actually be multi-item sorters, so we can put multiple items in there. And then up here, we got 4 arrays up here of super smelters. These are separate super smelters that we can run a bunch at the same time if we need to do that, and then all of these chests for all the great stuff that we're going to collect. Let's go ahead and collect all of the resources for these redstone machines. If I actually open my material list, we'll see that we got quite a bit of stuff. For the most part, it is going to be a lot of redstone components, and then a lot of chests and hoppers, as you can see. But yeah, let's get grinding on getting all these materials so we can build up this storage system and super smelter system. Here we go. All right, everybody, I went ahead and gathered up all the materials that we need to build this storage system and this super smelter system here. So let's get going on this build, and into the time lapse we go. Since the storage system has a lot of precision involved in this redstone, I went ahead and cleared out this area down here to have room to build a chunk loader grid to keep the ship always loaded, especially for traveling to and from the end ship storage. Alright everyone, we have actually gone ahead and gathered up every single material that I could possibly think of and put it into this storage system. We got all the resources that I could possibly think of categorized in pretty simple categories, I think, in my opinion. And I mean, at the very least, I understand it. And then it transitions into blocks here. And I actually went ahead and, believe it or not, gathered up every single type of variant to all of the copper blocks that you could possibly have, whether oxidized, weathered, and, you know, waxed and unwaxed, all of that stuff. Then we got redstone stuff and all that good stuff. So in these shulker boxes right here is a bunch of stuff that actually can go into the storage system. What we're going to do here is we're actually going to go ahead and input all this stuff into this input right here. So let's go ahead and start inputting stuff in. So we'll start with this. This is a bunch of random crap, and we'll chuck all that in there, and then that will actually start activating. And I'll go ahead and show this machine is pretty cool. You can see from the outside, or the backside here, that it kind of has a function to it where it actually looks like it's doing something. And the reason this happens is just because this redstone dust causes a repeating signal to be sent, so it does this little thing. But I think it looks really cool. It also is an indicator because it does tell you where the items are currently, which right now it's going through all these because what I put in is not any of this stuff. So it does start here and it goes all the way around, ending right there. It's unfortunate it has to go all the way around, but I think it looks really cool. Even from the front, you can see these repeaters going off, and then with these activating, it's kind of a cool little thing to look at. The main focus for today is actually going to be adding the focal piece to this build here, because you know it's a great amazing ship right here floating in the sky, but in order to connect it to the ground down here, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, well, head over to the creative world, and then we are going to actually take this area right here. First of all, we are going to drain it. We're going to drain this huge area. It's going to be quite a process, but we're going to drain it, I think, back till about here. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a design where it looks like this little thing here is actually sucking up all of this right here. There's going to be chests in the sky, floating items in the sky, stuff like that, because I want to make it look as if this machine actively sucked up all of the storage inside of here and just kind of sucked it up through this point here. So yeah, we're going to go for that. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to design that in creative, but before we jump into that, let me get all of these items in here, as well as there's a lot of items that I actually need to input that are in that storage system that I actually should put in here first before I get designing on that. That way we have access to everything. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and chuck all this stuff in here and then send it through the system and wait for it to run, and then we'll get hopping over to the creative world and get designing. To start out, I needed to go ahead and clear out all this water. So using a bunch of sand, I created a huge sand grid to be able to use a bunch of sponges to then clear out all this water. Then, of course, I had to clear out all the sand again, and I went ahead and decided to actually clear out this entire area, making it super flat, and then build up all these walls so that we can finally have a clean area to design this spiral. Alrighty, we are live, everybody. Let's go ahead and hop into Minecraft now. As you can see right here, we have ourselves a little spiral. What we need to do is, well, actually, let me go ahead and paste this. That way we actually have this spiral. And I'll quickly go over how I got this spiral. So shout out to ClareBear_CB on YouTube. She made a video explaining how to do this. And well, essentially what I did was I just had these commands right here to generate these spirals. So this one right here is for the white glass, and then this one right here is for the black glass. And I selected the area using my selection tool. I selected this exact square and then also up to the top there. And yeah, we were able to generate this spiral. Now, obviously, we don't want a white and black glass spiral. We want to actually change these colors to the colors of this terracotta. What we're going to do is we're going to run a replace command. So I'm not really sure which. I think this is my selection tool. Hello? Yeah. Okay. So first things first, let's get... Oh, I clicked the same button twice. Let's get this thing all replaced. I also figured out how to make it so that your cell wand actually can be an expanding tool instead of the 2 points like I had last time I used it. Let's go ahead and select this huge area here. Extended. Oh wait, I can actually just click on this point. That's right. All right, it should be extended all the way up there, I believe. Should be all selected. Now we're going to do / replace. And we are going to do replacing the white glass, white _ stained glass, and we're going to replace it with black glazed terracotta, as well as red _ glazed terracotta. Okay, let's try this. Oh, that looks pretty insane, to be honest. That is so much glazed terracotta. Luckily, like black and red are kind of easy because, I mean, those dyes specifically are easy. Okay, let's do this again. So we need to replace the black glass now. And black. And I think we're going to do orange and yellow. All right, let's try that. Ooh, okay. It is pretty contrasting. That is the right colors. The only other color I didn't put was the blue. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking now that maybe I shouldn't do terracottas. Maybe I should just do glass and like follow the pattern of the colors of those glass. I guess that kind of makes more sense, right? Because why would it be sucking up this much terracotta? There's only like a little bit there. We're gonna replace all this terracotta actually. I think we're just going to do glass. I think it makes sense to just do glass. Thinking about it now, the spiral kind of almost adds to the element of like it's spiraling up and then going into the galaxy spiral there. We'll do pink and red together and then white and black together. All right, should be all selected. And here's what we're going to do. So we're going to run the replace command again. We'll start with black glazed terracotta. And we're going to replace that with black glass. And run that command, okay. And then we will do replacing the red with the red. Red on red. Actually, red on red or... No, red and black. Or red and white. I mean, black and white. Black and whites. Or maybe not, because pink is kind of a lighter color. Yeah, let's do red. Let's do red and black together. Okay, and then we're going to replace the yellow with, I guess, white. And then the orange with pink. Oops. Dang it. Okay, pink right here. All right. Okay, yeah. I actually like that a lot better. Makes more sense. And now what we need to add to the spiral is actually going to be some items, chests. I want to use the armor stand mod to actually have floating items around. Ooh, you know what? I think I actually want to put the items inside here. And using the armor stand mod, I can just straight up go through the block. So I could build it first and then do all this stuff. And then, do I want like chests? Maybe I'm not going to do chests, actually. I think I'm just going to do items. Like, just straight up put a bunch of different types of items throughout the spiral. Oh, that actually is going to look so sick. Because it's glass, you can actually see through it. So you'll be able to actually see the items inside there. And, yeah, I'm going to do that in survival because there's really no reason to do it in creative. Because, like, it's not going to translate. Honestly, what I was thinking, too, now that I have this flat area, I think I'm just going to start adding more buildings down here on this level. And basically what I need to do is just terraform this area here so that it blends better. This thing looks so sick, actually. So I think that's what we're going to call it for today. Let's head over to the survival world and get collecting on all of this glass and then start building. All right, everybody, we did it. We finally finished our spiral here. And now what we got to work on is well, first of all, we got to actually do some landscaping because as you can see right here, it's just a random ass wall. We don't want that. We got to landscape this whole area. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually carve it back from about here so it can be level with this. And then it'll go straight. And then eventually, once I get towards this edge, I'll start going down towards that level. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this spot here because it's a bit of a giant wall. I'm not sure what I'm going to do exactly. I also want to tear out all of this. And just for the future, there is going to be a project that I'm going to do where this section right here beyond this wall is going to be a full glass thing. And it's going to go down probably till about here. And it's just going to be a glass line. And then it's going to be glass on the large outside area, and then I'm going to continue this coral reef style thing going on all around here, and then we're going to get like a bunch of tropical fish and put it all in there. But that's for a future project, just letting you know that it's going to be coming soon. And then the biggest thing, which is going to take the most time, is going to be getting all of the items using the armor stand mod and actually putting it in these spirals. Gonna take forever. Probably just gonna do it all off camera because, like I said, it's just gonna take forever. But yeah, that's what we're gonna go ahead and get started on. We're gonna speed this up with the time lapse, so I'll see you guys in a minute. And there it is, everybody. We actually went ahead and completed this project already. Let's go. We have ourselves a galaxy spiral with a storage spiral thing coming out here. As you can see, I used the armor stand mod to go ahead and add a bunch of resources into this spiral. And then this spiral here was a bunch of blocks. I went ahead and made it go all the way to the top, making sure that it went all the way up to the spiral and just kind of trails off right there at the end. But yeah, I did go ahead and move my dogs up here just because they were down below. I figured maybe they got sucked up as well. I was going to add some statues above these to kind of like just have an indicator so I can easily tell where stuff is, but I'll learn the system eventually. I don't really want to do that anymore. But yeah, that is our completed project. We actually finally completed it. I love this new area that I got as well. We can add a bunch of buildings. I also mentioned that project about the ocean, trying to get some tropical fish and stuff like that. But yeah, that's our project. Let me get a good fly around of this ship here. Finally did it. Got our galaxy spiral and everything all completed. Super awesome stuff. You know, we got this super smelter system and this storage system that's going to make my life a lot easier as the game goes on. So yeah, that is it. As always, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share down below. I really hope you enjoyed the project and enjoyed the video, enjoying the live streams and everything like that. Hope you guys have a great day and an even better night. I'll see you in the next one.